Listen closely, son. Lean in, because what I'm about to share isn't just words on a screen. It's a wake-up call that could redefine how you navigate the wild terrain of the heart. If you're out there chasing love like it's a fleeting shadow in the dusk, you're already on the losing side of the battle. Not because love itself is a villain, lurking in the corners of your life, ready to betray you. No, love can be a profound force, a spark that ignites the soul. And relationships? They aren't inherently fragile constructs doomed to crumble. Far from it, they can be pillars of strength when built on solid ground. But here's the raw, unfiltered truth that society glosses over with fairy tales and rom-coms. The very act of chasing love transforms you into a beggar on the streets of emotion. Beggars don't select their fortunes. They grasp at whatever scraps tumble their way, grateful for the crumbs. They surrender their power, their choices, to the whims of passers-by. And in the game of love, that desperation, it reeks like cheap cologne in a crowded room. People sense it instinctively, and it repels rather than attracts. This isn't your run-of-the-mill dating advice, the kind peddled in glossy magazines or viral TikToks promising quick fixes with clever lines or gym selfies. Nor is it fluffy self-help babble about loving yourself first in vague, feel-good terms. No, this is deeper. It's about reclaiming your power, preserving your dignity, and achieving true emotional sovereignty. It's a blueprint for becoming unbreakable in a world that thrives on vulnerability. The ancient Stoics, those wise philosophers from the dusty forums of Rome and Greece, grasped this eternal wisdom that our hyper-connected swipe-right era has conveniently forgotten. Love isn't a prey to be hunted down with nets of persistence and traps of grand gestures. It's not a trophy to display on your mantle of achievements. Instead, it emerges organically, like a wildflower pushing through cracked concrete, when you're already rooted firmly in your own soil, standing tall, unshakable, and self-sufficient. If you ignore this lesson, love won't just evade you. It'll morph into your Achilles heel, a vulnerability that enemies, or even well-meaning partners, can exploit. Picture this vivid scene. A solitary man under a starlit sky. The cool night air wrapping around him like a cloak. His phone lies dormant in his pocket. No frantic checks for notifications. No endless scrolling through profiles in search of validation. Just the profound hush of silence enveloping him. He's not wallowing in loneliness. Oh no, he's radiating a quiet danger, the kind that comes from inner mastery. This man isn't chasing love. He's forging himself in the fires of discipline, emerging sharper, stronger. And in that transformation, everything shifts. Opportunities don't just knock, they break down the door. We inhabit an age that idolizes romance as if it's the ultimate deity, bowing at its altar in movie theaters, streaming services, and playlists. Hollywood feeds us narratives where love swoops in like a superhero, rescuing shattered souls from their personal abysses. Anime weaves tales of unwavering devotion as the pinnacle of existence, where sacrificing all for the one is painted as heroic. Songs croon the same seductive falsehoods on repeat. Find her, conquer her heart, prove your worth through trials of fire, lay down your kingdom at her feet. But the Stoics, they chuckle at this modern mythology, shaking their heads at our collective delusion. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor-philosopher who commanded legions while penning profound reflections, captured it perfectly in his Meditations. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Apply that to love, and it hits like a thunderbolt. If your serenity hinges on someone else's affection, you're not free. You're in chains, a slave to their moods, their choices, their fleeting desires. Chasing love isn't the romantic epic it's cracked up to be. It's a silent admission of inner void. You're broadcasting to the world, without you, I'm incomplete. And that neediness, it's like chum in shark-infested waters, predators circle sensing weakness. I recall a friend named Adrian, a guy who seemed unbreakable on the surface, built like a tank, sharp as a whip in business, laser-focused on his goals. But romance, it unraveled him thread by thread. An unanswered text would derail his day, plunging him into spirals of doubt. A delayed reply sparked endless what-ifs, leading him to ditch gym sessions, blow off deadlines, and lose his edge. He labeled it love, but it was a toxic brew of attachment and terror, fear of loss masquerading as passion. Epictetus, another Stoic giant, nailed this centuries ago. Do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well. Adrian craved control over the uncontrollable, her feelings, her attention, her loyalty, and it rendered him brittle, snapping under the slightest pressure. This leads to a fundamental Stoic principle that too many men dodge like a plague. You command your actions, your responses, your inner world. But attraction, desire, those are wild beasts beyond your leash. Chase them, and you're pouring your vital energy into a black hole, weakness cloaked in optimistic garb. Think of the icons you admire in stories and lore. Batman doesn't pine or pursue. He hones his mission in the shadows of Gotham, letting alliances form on their terms. Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher, strides through chaos with stoic resolve, never begging for companionship. Connections arise naturally from his path. In anime realms, the most revered protagonists aren't the simpering romantics. They're the centered warriors like Kenshin or Spike Spiegel, calm, purpose-fueled, spiritually untouchable. They're whole entities before love even whispers hello. The Stoics viewed love akin to fire, a source of warmth and utility but perilous if mishandled. Grasp it too tightly and it scorches. Let it rage unchecked and it consumes. Seneca, the eloquent advisor to emperors, warned, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." Chasing love scatters your essence across 1,000 distractions, endless texts, unmet expectations, daydreams that drain your reservoir. You neglect the forge of self-improvement, and a blunted spirit draws no admirers. Here's another layer of discomfort. Pursuit conditions you to swallow disrespect like bitter medicine. You ignore glaring red flags because solitude looms like a monster in the dark. You rationalize icy indifference, clinging to potential that never materializes. Standards erode silently, and before you know it, you've bartered your soul for scraps of affection. I saw this devour another acquaintance trapped in a toxic tango of silent treatments, mind games, and breakup threats. He endured it all, convinced his chase was noble. The Stoics would deem it treason against the self. Marcus Aurelius urged, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Translate that to love. If it erodes your dignity, step back. If it demands perpetual pursuit, pivot away. If it requires self-abandonment, reject it outright. Love that begs for your beggary isn't love. It's a chain of dependency. Refusing to chase doesn't equate to barricading your heart behind iron walls. It's about not anchoring your identity to romance's fickle tides. The true Stoic welcomes connection with open arms but doesn't clutch it desperately. He savors its presence, releases it gracefully when it fades. No resentment, no emotional wreckage, no fixations. That mastery, it's raw power. Let me spin a tale to illustrate. Imagine a man committing to the grind. Sweat-soaked workouts at dawn, devouring books under lamplight, mastering his craft with monk-like devotion, embracing quietude like an old friend. Days blur into weeks, weeks into months. Subtly, the world takes note. His stance straightens, his words carry weight, his aura commands rooms without effort. Then love arrives unbidden, drawn like a moth to his inner flame, not through spells or schemes, but through the magnetic pull of a man aligned with his essence. This isn't sorcery, it's the alchemy of virtue as the Stoics preached. True fulfillment springs from embodying excellence, self-command, clarity, unwavering purpose, not from fleeting highs of romance or external nods. To arm you for the fray, here are battle-tested Stoic tactics ready for deployment. First, dethrone love from its pedestal. Crown excellence instead. Sculpt your physique. Fortify your intellect. Hone your talents relentlessly. Second, court solitude like a mentor. Sit in stillness, device-free, and build unshakable self-trust. A man who dreads his own company is forever fleeing shadows. Third, sever ties to results. Express interest authentically, then detach. No hounding, no performances, no mental whirlwinds. Fourth, uphold your boundaries amid isolation's chill. Loneliness is a transient storm. Compromising your core breeds eternal regret. Fifth, embrace life's flux. Attachments wax and wane. Grasping them births agony. Release with grace. This philosophy isn't Arctic detachment. It's enlightened warmth, a shield against emotional tyranny. The unchasing man isn't hollow. He's overflowing with vision, honor, tranquility. Ironically, that's the beacon that beckons genuine bonds. The Stoics weren't love's adversaries. They opposed bondage to whims. Spot the nuance. Ultimately, ponder this fork in the road. Seek love to fill your voids or let it enhance your fullness. The former breeds reliance, the latter, synergy. Choose the latter wisely. For the man who forsakes the chase, moves with deliberate grace, utters truths sparingly, and earns reverence effortlessly. And in that sovereignty, love discovers him, not as a hunter's quarry, but as an equal flame. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more videos, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.